All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to the sincere brethren that's continuing to labor in his work, pushing out this gospel in all diligence, truth, faith, and sincerity. Shalom. So I just wanted to go into a quick lesson concerning this truth and how it's becoming harder and harder to obtain. And the topic of this lesson is pretty much inspired by something the Apostle Ramlad pointed out concerning, research in the times that we in. Right now, if you looking to research certain things, Esau is pretty much putting a gag order, if you will, on certain information. And I know this to be true because me, myself, a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks tops, was researching Esau. I was researching that name, Esau and Edom, and basically it took me on a wild goose chase, man. The only information that was coming up was the brother of Jacob, the son of Isaac and Rebekah. All right. The deepest they went was, he was a hairy guy. He was known for being hairy, and he is the progenitor of the Arabs, the Arabs today. But the point of that is we're in a time where the Lord is pretty much closing that door to salvation. All right. The grace period is pretty much over, man. It's becoming harder and harder to obtain the knowledge that's required to lead to your deliverance, man. The true knowledge and wisdom of these scriptures. And unless the Lord is dealing with you and leading you to the right men to break it down to you, you're going to be lost in the sauce, man. All right? And when you really consider it, the elect could be sealed already, man. Because when you examine, the remnant, it basically means residue. And residue is something that's left over. So the elect could be sealed, and right now we just trimming off the fat, and whoever is left standing will be of that righteous number. Nevertheless, this is not the time to be walking guys through things, man. If you join the camp right now, then you pretty much got to come in with the information. You got to basically already know what you get involved in. You got to understand the foundation of the scriptures. Because right now that information is being blocked off. And although we understand that it's Esau manipulating and taking down certain information, but ultimately it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. All right? So this is the book of Matthew chapter 10 and verse 7. And as ye go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Yeah, because Yahweh Shah blood, is not going to be on display forever, man. The Lord is not going to sit around, and that grace period is not going to be open to all you niggas decide to come back to the Lord. The Lord is not going to wait around 30 years for you niggas to finally just accept him, man. That's why the scripture tell you, for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. And this thing is speeding up. The Lord is not concerned with the 2/3. So right now, that window of salvation, that door is being shut. All right? Now, I want to look up this word at hand. And that's the spirit. It's G144, man. All right? So the elect could pretty much be sealed. Okay, it says to bring near, to join one thing to another, to draw or come near, to approach. And what's this thing that's about to approach? The kingdom of heaven, which basically means the grace period is over. The end of the grace period is approaching. Now, I got the definition for a grace period queued up, and I want to get it real quick. All right? It says, a period of time after a payment becomes due, as of a loan or life insurance premium, before one is subject to penalties. See? Look, man, everything is spiritual, all right? Everything is spiritual. It says, or late charges, or before the loan or policy is canceled. So we're in the times where that loan or that grace period is going to be canceled, man. And I truly believe it's happening right now. And the Apostle Ramlai pointed it out, and I saw it for my own eyes, just experience. You know, I challenge any of the brothers, if you go and just research certain things you might have researched years back, you know, you go into certain information, then it's not going to be there, man. Esau is pretty much clouding this knowledge, so you can't get to it, which is ultimately Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So for anybody that's been playing around, straddling the fence, wondering, well, should I get involved in this, or should I take it serious? Well, I give it another year and let me just weigh my options. Well, the door is closing, man. All right? The book of Romans, chapter 13, and verse 11, and that knowing the time that now is high time to awake out of sleep. And we've been in those times ever since the apostles came on the internet through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, because that was the Lord actually extending his hand, all right? The Lord was making that peace offering, man. He was extending his hand when he allowed this thing to break out through the internet, which YouTube and the internet is prophesied in the scriptures. You know, you read Psalms, the 19th chapter, Matthew, the 10th chapter, 27th verse. Well, that was the Lord pretty much making one last plea to you people, man. So that was the time to wake up out of sleep right then. It says, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. And we just looked up that word hand. All right, and the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Let me see if it's the same thing. G144, which that's spiritual, man. To bring near, to join one thing to another, to draw or come near, to approach. And the cancellation of grace is approaching. You know, if you got a bill, you got an extension on your bill, you know, you got a grace period to pay something off, then that date is drawing near, then a sense of urgency, you know, it's time to pay that bill, man. You got to do what you got to do to pay that bill. So again, it says the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, right, which is being foolish, man. Darkness symbolizes not having knowledge. So the time when this truth was coming out hard-bodied, which this truth is still being pushed, but it was a time where the Lord had this thing rolling, man. You was able to watch the videos, go and do some research. All right, you watch a video and you go and Google something in, and it pop right up. Oh shit, the apostles did say that. That is on point. But now you watch a video and you want to go do your own research. That information is not there, man. Which causes doubt. You know, it just, a lot of things work together. Is working together, should I say, that's going to cause a lot of men not to come into the truth. And ultimately, it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah closing that door. So it says, let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light, which is this information, man. So for all the brothers that was getting it while the getting it was good, then, hey, man, you got to thank Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. You know, you got to thank Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah for allowing you to get this knowledge at the right time. It was perfect timing. You know, you get this knowledge, then you go out and you teach. So for the brothers that was able to accomplish that feat through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, you got this knowledge. The Lord set it up where you was able to get it, retain it, then go out, join a camp and teach. Then that's pretty much a reward going to be waiting for you, man. In opposed of a guy who was just bullshitting. Now you got guys want to get serious. Now when you go and try to dig into information, then it's not there. And even just to hit you with something else, a lot of that information is on these different pages, but a lot of guys don't know. Like, it's different channels, like GMS, The Milk, all right, the old Breaking Stronghold channels, and a whole lot of different channels out there that men are not even aware of, man. It's like hidden treasures. You got to thank the Most High that you got that, man. That you could tap. You know, it's certain channels out there that you can go and read up on the Roman Empire. You know, going to Islam or certain information that builds up your spirit. All right. Breakdowns on the virgin birth. Hell. You know, the breakdown on hell. The breakdown on the 12 tribe chart. It's information out there, but it's hidden because a lot of men don't even know about those channels. So if you access that knowledge, then you got to thank Yahweh Shem Yahushua because he saw fit for you to come in and dwell in his house. You got other men that's knocking at the door. They peeking in, but they can't get in. Why? Because that information is becoming harder and harder to obtain. So yeah, I hope there was an edifying lesson. Until the next time I say shalom.